was your Tyler's Bag with the retro reviews here on Tyler's Retro Reviews with WCW Fall Brawl 2000. At least this was a breath of fresh air from New Blood Rising. Again, these are remastered, you know about all of this. So yeah, this is the 25th anniversary of this event, and the reason why I want to do this is because of one particular match, and you obviously know what it is. You saw on my community tab on which event I do. You obviously know what it is. Goldberg, Steiner. Anyway, September 17th, which was yesterday, which you saw the 95th episode showdown on there. This was, in fact, the last Fall Brawl for WCW, that is. Unless they brought it back, that is. But I highly doubt that. I mean, they brought back Grand American Bash. But still. At the HSB Arena in Buffalo, New York. Before I get to the overall event, Kevin Nash won that three-way cluster at New Blood Rising where Goldberg broke the script, but this led to, Nash turning heel on Thunder on Booker T, and he won the WCW title before this event. And the only two, this is, they sort of restrict the NWO 2000 with just the main three players, because Bret Hart's not going to come back to the ring until 10 years, and the less I say about the better. If I was still doing the dumpster fires on that, yeah, that would be on there, but it's in the record books, it's over. I'm done with the dumpster fires. I mean, I had fun for the first 3 years of it, but then when this year happened, I was like, what else is left me to talk about? Something that's really stupid, like I was running out of ideas, since this year began. Ever since that Macho Man won from 99, I was like, what else is left me to do? I mean, yeah. I was like, yeah, this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then, again, with the Shane Best in the World thing, I was running out of ideas. And then I did the GRDP feud, which, no offense, but when you had Dave Arquette in it, yeah. And then the last one was the Ace and H, which I was done with that. But anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, this. Because Bret Hart was done with WCW at this point. I mean, he was not officially done until October because his contract was up. And Scott Hall was in the doghouse, and he wouldn't be gone for good for WCW until another month also. But then Bret Hart was still bitching about Goldberg because he given that kick at Starrcade. Blah, blah, blah. Let it fucking go, Bret. Costing Goldberg the world title in that War Games match. And I use that term loosely because you know which one I'm talking about. The one on Nitro, which was their 5th anniversary of it. Where it was a War Games match in name only. If you go back to my worst WCW matches ever, that was number 2 on that list. And obviously, you know what number 1 was. It was Hogan and Warrior from Halloween Havoc 98, but still. It was... But the more I look on that match, it felt like a prototype version of TNA's Lethal Lockdown match. With the weapons and all that. But then again, it's built towards the Goldberg Scott Steiner match and the Nash Booker match inside a regular steel cage match. Which, you had that War Games match. You would think that would have been saved for this pay-per-view, but nope. But anyways, let's get on to this. With Fall Brawl 2000. Also, look at that introduction. They use action figures. You know me, I'm doing stuff like that also. But anyways, start for the WCW Cruiserweight Championship. Io Skipper defeats Kiwi to retain the Cruiserweight Championship in a pretty decent opening contest. Again, you look at the Cruiserweight. Excuse me. The Cruiserweight Championship around this time, yeah. But still, it was a decent match. Major Guns, by the way, was... Oh, forget that. Never mind that. Was an honorary... Was a part of this Team Canada group, but against her will, which... Why? Because Russo, that's why. But still, it was... Still a decent match. It was a 5 out of 10 for that. Anyways, then we had the Misfits National Corporation Lieutenant Chavo Guerrero, and Starks and AWOL defeats 3 count. And a good 6-man tag team match. Yeah. I give it a 6 out of 10. That's that, Anyways, then we get a First Blood chain match. The Harris Brothers defeats Chronic. Yeah, this... No, thank you on this. It's a... And Chronic turns heel like a month later. More on that when I talk about Halloween Havoc next month. Yeah, I spoil another event for Halloween month. October, that is, but... I want to do a Halloween Havoc, so yeah, 2000 is going to be one of them. I mean, I am planning on going through all of these WCW pay-per-views in 2000 done with. I mean, I have that, I have Mayhem, and then I have Starrcade. Mayhem and Starrcade, by the way, will be in December. Why? Don't care. Yeah, a 2 I'll give it. Anyways, and then next up is for the WCW United States / Canadian United States Championship. Whatever. With Jim Duggan as the special enforcer. Lance Storm defeats General Reaction to retain the United States title because Jim Duggan turns heel and joins Team Canada. Why? Russo, that's why. But still, it was a decent match, a 6 out of 10 still. Then we get the elimination match. Now, after New Blood Rising going into Fall Brawl, the less I say about New Blood Rising, the better, because I don't want to talk about that show again. And there's that. The Natural Born Thrillers were born, which was Mark Jindrak, Sean O'Hare, Chuck Palumbo, Sean Stacey, Reno, and Beyond Boring Mike Sanders. That's Marky D's line, by the way. Yeah, I know. That's his way of saying it, but come on, the guy's hilarious. So, and also Johnny the Bull was a part of this group on the Go Home Nitro before this, and yeah. And God, this is the biggest buzzkill group in buzzkill groups ever together lists. I mean, also around this time before this, they teased Chuck Palumbo being the WCW championship. That did not happen because yeah. Anyways, they fought the filthy animals of Rey Mysterio, Juventud Guerrera, Conan, Tigers, and Disco Inferno. And also Big Fino and Paul Orndorff. Um, so yeah, order of eliminations. Conan was eliminated by Sean O'Haire because of Disco fucking it up, and then Disco got eliminated next. So yeah, you fucked up, Disco. Fuck Disco Inferno, by the way, by Reno. And then Big Fino was eliminated by Reno, and then Reno was eliminated by Rey Mysterio, and then Juventud was eliminated by Sean O'Haire, and then Johnny the Bull was eliminated by Paul Orndorff, and then Paul Orndorff was eliminated by Sean O'Haire because he fucked himself up by a pile driver spot, and then the match ends in a no contest. And they did the match again the following night, and Rey and Tigers won, by the way. Yeah. And Kevin Nash told them the next night that said that you suck or something like that. Yeah. I mean, a 6 out of 10 I'll give it, but... So you're gonna tell me that WWE can stop a match because someone got injured, but WWE cannot stop a show because Owen Hart died? But again, you know, it was unfortunate circumstances because they don't know what happened, so... That's probably why. And yeah. Anyways, then Shane Douglas and Tori Wilson defeats Billy Kim and Medusa in a Pittsburgh plunge scaffold match. If you don't know what a Pittsburgh plunge is, it's a ride from Kenny Wood. I've been on that before. But what's this have to do with the scaffold match? Well, you have to get off it. That's it. Yeah. Did not care for this match. Shane Douglas fucking sucked. And yeah. It was just bland. A 3, I'll give it. They also did a pre-tape setting where Mike Tenay was in David Flair's house, and this started the whole Who's the Father storyline, which this led to nowhere because Stacy Keibler revealed that she wasn't pregnant, and yeah. And then also David Flair beat up a mailman. A planned mailman, perhaps? Maybe. Also, Sting was getting a world title match, and then he gets attacked by Jeff Jarrett, which foreshadowing what's going to happen in the next match after this. So, we get this, well, it's supposed to be a handicap match, but it was just a triple threat match, really. Sting defeats the Great Muta and Vampiro. I'd rather see Sting versus Great Muta than Sting versus Muta and Vampiro. But this ended the feud between Sting and Vampiro, thank the Lord. And you know about Sting, the next movie will be with Sting, Moment of Truth, which you obviously know what I said, because that movie is inaccurate as hell because they used TNA wrestlers. I'll explain why that happens, but not here. We're talking about Fall Brawl 2000, not that movie, okay? Still, I'll be fair, give it a 4 out of 10, because 2 of the 3 are legends in their own mind. Vampiro, no. Don't care about him. Fuck him. And then we got a bunkhouse brawl match. Mike Awesome defeats a Wild Slap Nuts appears. I know I'm pushing, but I know that's his lines, but they're funny as hell. Jeff Jarrett in this match. Jarrett was wearing a Tennessee Titans jersey because, you know, he's from Tennessee. And we're in Buffalo because the Buffalo Bills are there. They get involved in this match. And then Gary Coleman gets involved in the match. Then he hits Jarrett in the Family Jewels. And then Jarrett hits him with his Slap Nuts guitar. Again, you know, like, do a drinking every time I say it, Slap Nuts guitar when Jeff Jarrett gets a guitar. That's only if Jarrett has a guitar, I call it the Slap Nuts guitar. And then Sting gets involved and hits him with a Scorpion Death Drop to help Mike Awesome win this match. It's fun as hell. So, a 6.5 out of 10. Yeah. Then we get the best match on this fucking pay-per-view. A noticeable vacation match. Scott Steiner defeating Goldberg by technical submission. We need a bigger ring for these fucking Godzilla King Kong guys. Yeah. It was a fucking war in that ring. Steiner becomes what? The fourth man to defeat Goldberg? Kevin Nash, Bret Hart, Booker T, and Scott Steiner. Yeah, it was those four who did. By the way, Vince Russo, by the way, had a brain surgery concussion. He interfered in this match to help Scott Steiner win. I mean, Scott Steiner put on 3 Steiner recliners. The first 2 did not receive well. I mean, yeah. Still, this was a fucking insane fucking fight. A 9 out of 10 match. Hey, you can't deny me of that fucking insane fight. And then the main event, it was, Wikipedia says the cage heat match. It's just a regular steel cage match. For the WCW World Heavyweight Championship, Booker T defeats Kevin Nash to win back the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. As far as cage matches go, this was good. These two have some decent chemistry together. But why Kevin Nash won the title here to give it back to Booker T, and we obviously know a week after this pay-per-view, Vince Russo wins the WCW title on Nitro. A lot of people think that should have been on the list, but I'd say the War Games match on Nitro a week after this, or before this, rather, is still number 2 on my list. Still, I give it an 8 out of 10 for it. Good match. And yeah, Full Brawl 2000. League's better than New Blood Rising. And that's a fucking understatement. 7 out of 10 I'll give it. Yeah. I love watching Goldberg Scott here beating the hell out of each other. So you can't not fucking deny me of that fucking crazy ass brawl. So yeah, next week we're going 2 years later to 2002 with Unforgiven 2002. Yeah. So yeah, I'll do my SmackDown review tomorrow on my main channel as well as the WrestlePalooza review. And then I don't know what else I'm going to do on Sunday. I don't think I will. I might still take a break from that. Yeah. Like this video, comment below, subscribe to this channel, your notification bell, as well as my main channel also, so there's that. And, there. Bye-bye.